My topic for this project is religion in schools, and this has been a very heated topic for many years. A lot of Christians believe that teacher-led prayer and teachings about God should be allowed in public schools. They even believe that if God was in the center of the classroom, there might not be as many shootings around the world. I did find a source that opposed this, and in summary, it's about a little boy who won a contest in his classroom. The teacher said he could pick a story of his choosing and read it to the class as a whole for his reward, and he ended up choosing a Bible story. She would not allow him to read it to the class, but she did say he could read it to her privately. And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that religious teachings and teacher-led prayer aren't allowed in schools anyways, so for her to be on the safe side and not get in trouble, she wouldn't let him read it to the classroom. The student's mother was very mad when she found out about this. She even wanted to sue the elementary school. And when the Supreme Court found out about her case, they completely rejected it and denied it. They even said that the Americans United for Separation of Church and State already says that public schools have no obligation to allow students to present religious material to a captive audience. So, this has been going on for a long time, this debate. A lot of people think that children should be able to learn about God in school. They should be able to study the Bible, go over scriptures, have devotionals, that the teacher should be able to lead them in prayer. And a lot of people believe that school should be a place for education and education only. That if parents want their children to learn about God, they can take them to church or they can teach them at home. And a solution to this problem, I kind of feel like has already taken place to begin with. God has not been taken out of school completely. Students are allowed to lead prayer at many school functions, including graduation ceremonies, football games, baseball games, pretty much any sporting event. They're allowed to have Bible classes before and after school, and they're allowed to bring their Bible and read it to themselves. So it's not like God isn't in school. It's not like prayer has been taken completely out of it. It's just not something they can do as a whole. And I kind of feel like that's a happy medium. I know when I was in high school, we had something called Campus Life, and that's where a youth pastor from a church would come to our school once a month in the morning times before school would even start, and they would give students a chance to have worship time. They would play Christian music. They would even have like a little Bible study. They would go over some scriptures, and at the end of it, they would even give students a chance to come up and pray with them if they wanted to. And I know I had a little Bible class that we would do after school. It would actually take place in my science teacher's classroom, and we would basically do the same thing. We would go over the Bible, we would do some scriptures, we would have prayer time, and it was really nice. And it was something that we could do, and it wasn't forced upon anybody. I think that's why this is a good solution, because it's not taking prayer and God out of school, and it's also not forcing religion on anybody. The Campus Life and the after-school devotionals, it wasn't mandatory. It wasn't pushed on anybody. Nobody was being forced to do it. So I think that was a good thing. And this solution has already taken place. And so just to mention the source, I did find this source off of the Marks Library database. And it was titled Kentucky Public School Chapel to be Turned into Bathrooms. The source contained many things talking about religion in schools, but the one that stood out to me the most was the teacher that wouldn't allow the child to read the Bible story. So I think this is a good topic. I think this is something that needs to be discussed, and I can't wait to discuss the pros and cons in my paper. Thank you.